Yard sales and garage sales are great. But what if you don't have a yard or a garage? One of my favorite things is getting rid of stuff. And one thing that's always bugged me is I've always wanted to just instead of throwing away things, which I do a lot lately, I love the idea that the items that I have find a second life in someone else's hands. It doesn't matter to me whether I gave them away or I sold them. I love the fact that instead of throwing something into a landfill or into the garbage where they're wasted and they're still good, I like the idea that someone else uses them. And again, if I can make a few bucks, so be it. But it bugs me that I live, for example, on a relatively short street. By saying short, that means that my particular street is 1 block long. It's not a particularly well-traveled street. And in the past, several of my neighbors have had garage or yard sales. And to be honest with you, you almost never see anybody even stopping by because we're not on a heavily trafficked street. So although I have a garage and I have a yard, having a yard or garage sale is useless. That's when it hit me. I have a neighbor, for example. I have several neighbors. If you go to the adjoining corner, who has had occasional yard sales and has done quite well because he's on a street that is perpendicular to mine where the traffic actually is very brisk. And it then occurred to me that, boy, wouldn't it be great if I could just bring my stuff over to his house and sell it on his lawn? And I said, wow, that would also be a great business model for somebody else. Not necessarily for people at home, although that is the idea of this idea of the day, is that let's say you, for example, do live in a home that has a well-trafficked area and a large and abundant garage and or yard. It would be a great thing to rent out your yard for other people's yard sales, right? Why not? I mean, you got the space, you got people who want to use it, who would use it, and maybe would give you a percentage of the take. Or just a flat fee. Say, hey, you know what? Use my yard, $50. You do that every weekend, you get $50 a weekend, or maybe even $100 if you sell both weekends. You got a few $100 a month. And then it went one extra step. We say, well, why not have places where people can go to use space that's on a trafficked road? So let's say a commercial enterprise. Wouldn't it be great to have a place that's on a main street where every weekend or even every day, people bring their stuff there and they set up tables and they have a way to let it out? And yeah, there are some places where they have these flea markets that are on an ongoing basis, but there aren't really many of them, and it'd be great if they're just right there in the neighborhood. So you don't have to travel out to find some big flea market somewhere that you have to, be part of. I just think it would be a great idea to have a place where people could just sell their stuff or even give it away. I mean, for what it's worth, the last time my neighbor did a yard sale, I did one too, where I put everything out and she put everything out, and just about everything we put on there, we put a tag on it. It's just free. Just take it. Please take it. And that's today's idea of the day. All right, there it is. That's today's idea of the day. Some of them are pretty good, right? And some of them suck, I admit. First to admit, some of my ideas suck. But if you visit Idea of the Day every day and you subscribe to my channel by looking at the subscribe link in the corner, you'll see a brand new idea every single day. And I promise you, some of them don't suck.